When he comes for us, our pawns will be in place, and all Mordor will burn.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to my first impressions of Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. When they first announced this game, I'll be honest, I didn't have high expectations, but then Monolith Productions released an 8 minutes gameplay demo that turned my mind around 180 degrees. This game looks awesome. Taking place between the events of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, players will play as Talion, a ranger of Gondor, and a guardian of Mordor's Black Gate. Unfortunately for him, Sauron and his Black Captains attack and kill everyone he loves, including Talion himself, leaving him for dead. In a turn of events, Talion is kept alive by a mysterious spirit and returns as a half-human, half-wraith, which is a first in the Tolkien lore. As a reborn Talion, players will engage on a journey of vendetta while uncovering the mysteries behind the spirit. Gameplay itself is a marriage between Assassin's Creed and the Arkham games, all with a unique Lord of the Rings twist. Navigating the game's open world involves taking advantage of Talion's ability to nimbly maneuver and parkour his way around obstacles, while combat involves a very simple system that revolves around attacks and counterattacks. But there are two very significant things that make this game very unique. The first is Talion's Wraith powers. With the aid of the spirit, he can instantly move between the physical world and the Wraith world, the latter being the world that Bilbo and Frodo go to when they put on the One Ring. A feature of the Wraith world is its ability to grant Talion with an expanded eagle vision of sorts, allowing players to analyze and identify enemies. As a half-Wraith, Talion also has access to unique powers that aid him in combat, like the ability to move almost instantly through the physical world, and to slow down time in a reflex mode fashion. But perhaps the most interesting Wraith power is the ability to dominate enemies through terror and bend their wills. Through this ability, players can order enemies to spy on their allies, to assassinate an individual, or terrorize armies by spreading the word of Talion's coming. The gameplay demo only displayed the results of the assassinate option, which essentially allowed Talion to plant a mole that he could use at any moment in his assassination mission. And during missions, Talion can also sneak behind unsuspecting enemies and dominate them instantly with his Wraith powers to provide support during battle. Even with its similarities to games like Assassin's Creed and the Arkham games, the Wraith system alone seems to make this game stand out as something quite unique. But there is one more unique system that the game essentially revolves around, and that's the Nemesis system. In each playthrough, Shadow of Mordor creates randomized, high-value targets, each with their own randomized, unique names, titles, appearances, personalities, strengths, and weaknesses. But the most interesting aspect about these randomized foes is that if they survive an encounter with Talion, they will remember him in their next encounter and recall the damage that Talion inflicted.
You left my master to burn, so I'm gonna gut you slow and savor every twitch.
And the game will adjust the AI for the next encounter to match the results. Even more interesting is that these survivors can rise through the ranks of Mordor as time passes, becoming more powerful both in strength and influence in the process. So in a future encounter, one of the player's targets may come to have armies at their disposal, making them much harder to kill and allowing them to use this army against Talion, whom enemies can develop a grudge against. The aim is to create a personalized arch-nemesis system for every randomized high-value enemy the player encounters, resulting in a dynamic and constantly evolving world. The concept really does sound quite awesome, but one concern of mine is that this concept will end up being an illusion masked by a game that's too heavily scripted. I've encountered far too many games that promised freedom, but instead provided the illusion of freedom through scripted events. But if Monolith Productions can actually pull this off, then they will have built something truly unique and special. Anyways, there you have it folks, my first impressions of Middle-earth: Shadows of Mordor. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to let our nation know in the comments below your thoughts on the game now that you've seen it in action, and to be further updated on Shadow of Mordor, be sure to join the nation and subscribe to Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, and Young out!